It's good to see you guys today. How are you guys? Oh, that's good. That's good. God bless you guys. I'm glad you guys made it today. People think I do bad against tall people, so I'm excited for this challenge. He's undefeated. This guy tickles my pickle, and I cannot wait.
Pause.
I cannot wait to put my hands on him. There's a gigantic jump between me and the heavyweights. Me and Izzy, we're only 15, 20 pounds apart. So if Izzy really wanted to fight me, he would do it. Izzy's a pussy, and there's really no way around. There's no way around it.
I read that book like 3 years ago, so
it's a good book.
It's a good book.
It's a great book. I'm glad you did. I'm reading it right now.
It might have helped me get here, to be honest.
You know, I'm reading it right now in this training camp leading into beating your ass.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, Johnny boy. Not gonna happen.
Great response, Dominic.
Oh, I'm the one. I promise you.
You're the one.
You will see.
You knocked out Chris Weidman. He's been knocked out so many times. Good job.
When was the last time you knocked anyone out, ever?
Bro, we saw your highlight reel. It was straight left. Straight left. Straight left.
Hey,
left uppercut.
Home runs work, baby.
Yeah, they do. They do. At a certain level, they do.
Yeah, this level.
More athletic, just more hungry, more to prove, more on the line. This shit means so much to me. This is my life, dude. This isn't like just some. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
For those who set foot on this hallowed canvas, fate is theirs to determine.
This man came in with all the hype in the world.
Towering light heavyweight finisher Dominick Reyes has never tasted defeat.
There is a new force to be reckoned with.
He's in my lane. If you want to be a champ or you want to be a winner, go do it somewhere else.
They're not special, Dominic.
Oh, I'm the one.
I'm gonna get you, Dominic.
For over a decade, the world's best mixed martial artist has gone to work in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Get those hips loosen up.
With countless titles and memorable performances, brought on by hard work and the influence of an iconic boxing counterpart.
And as a fighter, I want to have records where, people know they'll never beat it. Guys who are 10 years younger than me, they know their chances of beating it's probably slim to none.
Let's go, baby.
Remember when I told you about the dogs barking? They sound ferocious. They're on that fence, but when it's go time, the pit bull takes the neck.
Jon destroyed Quentin Rampage Jackson, Lyoto Machida, Rashad Evans. Jon has been beating everybody they put in front of him. Domination!
By 2019, there was simply no one left.
Baby, this team is unbroken, and still.
So middleweights began moving up to light heavyweight.
Weidman's out!
On a cool autumn night last fall in Boston.
Holy smoke!
Dominic the Devastator Reyes!
You know, when the sun sets on this field, though, it looks pretty badass.
It does.
It's so weird looking back on things because these are all things that I kind of forgot about.
Watch as the play of the season unfolds. Delela to the end zone. It's tipped and picked off by Dominick Reyes.
My football career came to a close because I wasn't good enough. That's it. That's the bottom line. If you want something in MMA, you go out and you literally take it.
Joe Stevenson is at the top of the heap. He's a very stern test for BJ Penn. Big Joe. He has all the potential in the world.
You're having a fresh guy rotate on you every minute, and it's a different style, different person. You can't get any reads. Everyone knows, it's not shadow of a doubt. Gotta take everything.
I really like people like Dominic, to be honest with you. He's always had it all, he's always been the starter, and he's convinced himself that, these common traits in elite level athletes are somehow different in him. But at the same time, I think we all know for a fact he hasn't fought someone as athletic as me.
Another elbow.
The most perplexing enigma in the sport's history
That is a brilliant move.
is never deciphered.
Before I was booked to fight Jon, I would watch his fights just as a fan. I think he's one of the greatest ever for a reason. I watch his film, and that becomes more and more evident.
Good entry there by Jones.
Dominic, 2.5 years from UFC debut to now fighting the man that many say is the greatest of all time.
When I went on stage with him, there was an air of insecurity all over his body, and I was just like, what the heck is going on? Like, this is supposed to be the guy.
Bro, I want to get you.
I'm in his head.
Bro, you disrespected. You disrespected the wrong one.
To this day, the best light heavyweights to ever compete all fell to the great Jon Jones.
It's a man against boys.
And it's time for you to go.
Is this his moment?
Alexa, turn on the bed.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's get some packing done. We've had a lot of greats come through California, but Kobe's just kind of stood out above the rest for me, personally. I mean, I wore number 24 in college when I played football, and throughout high school, I wore number 24 because of Kobe. Alexa, turn off the bed.
Okay.
Thank you, Gary. Oh, no problem. Got something for you, bro. Last dress rehearsal really is what it is.
This is exactly why he got into the sport. And now it's about realizing his dream and making it a reality. What you guys are going to get to see is just peak of performance, strategy, ability. It's going to be beautiful violence.
Lord, we pray for a good aha moment tonight, Lord. Just retain great knowledge, great flow, and have no injuries. We love you so much. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. Just going through the motions. All the cardio's set. The moves are locked in. I feel tight, I feel great. The coaches are all on one accord.
I think we're just mid-career right now.
Travel day.
Lock him up.
We're very competitive, my husband and I as well. So I think it just pushes them, and if you're gonna do something, do it 100%. I love you, be good, do your thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good luck in the fight, too. Thank you, man.
We're at the Den right now in Houston. We're about to watch the Super Bowl. My team's here. We got great hospitality from the staff, and I'm excited to watch the game. Oh, got it. Touchdown.
Mentally, I feel amazing. I feel great, man. I've done this a lot of times. Sometimes I feel like what a soldier would feel like who deploys a lot. You know, it's like, with no disrespect, it's like after a while you just get familiar in that lane. I think his mentality is one of his strengths. You know, he's never lost a fight, so he's very confident in himself. I think he honestly believes that he's going to win the fight. I try not to look at any fight as bigger than the next. It's just another fight. It's just what we do. You know, that fast lane is the lane that we've been in for a very long time, so I'm extremely motivated. I've given this fight everything.
How's that feel after that swimming? How does that feel after swimming?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're in shape then, all right.
I'm so dangerous right now. My timing, my range, everything's on point. I mean, it's fight week, man. It doesn't get any better than this. You're gonna have to put me down, Jones, so I'm not stopping. I can go all day out here. Let's go. And when it all goes down, I'm not gonna be surprised. Everybody else will, but the old Stockton proverb goes,
I'm not surprised.
It's going to be about endurance in this fight, speed and agility. And I think I have the advantage in all those areas, and coming in lighter is only going to help in all those areas. Man, I got my youngest brother. I got my man Buddha over here. Two of the finest players for the Arizona Cardinals out here supporting me early.
Boom. That's awesome. The sweet, sweet leather.
The sweet smell, right?
Yeah. Chris beat Anderson, and then I beat Chris. So I feel like I've taken that power that he had at one time, and it's kind of passed the torch on to me. Like, it's your turn, kid.
That is your left.
He doesn't know what he's getting into. You know, a lot of the stuff he says really doesn't make that much sense. So I don't really see the comparison. And to be a guy with all these degrees, he doesn't really seem that intelligent to me, to be honest with you.
When you look at Jon's fights and you see the wins that he's had, do you see like a commonality among all the opponents?
They let the Jon Jones monster get in their heads, and they start doubting themselves within the fight, and then he takes over. And then once he takes over, you're not coming back. But at the same time, I got to be the best version of myself, and I have to fight a near-perfect fight as well. Nobody's perfect, but I got to be close.
Have you felt that at all now that you're here in Houston? Do you feel like that Jones is trying to play mind games with you?
No. I mean, I do my things on my schedule. This is my fight, so Jones can't touch me. I'm willing to go in there and get knocked out if I have to. I mean, you got to put yourself in danger. It's the biggest risk, makes the biggest reward. So I'm ready to go out there and throw down, man. I'm ready to bleed as much as necessary.
I'm more of a kicker, and I haven't really seen him deal with a kicker like me. So, you know, I know how guys are getting caught. He slips really well, and he fires back with lefts really well. And I'm not going to give him what he wants. He's well studied, and we've taken him very seriously. And I think one of the things that makes our team so strong is our ability to study our opponents. And experience is going to play a big factor. You guys will see. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you know, to be considered the best, DC, stop. Who said that? Someone slap yourself. Who said that? I don't remember saying anything about him. Do you guys have any water? My balls are hot. I had to, dude. I say it to you every time I see you. I got my kids in the front row, sorry girls. And now that I've gotten back at him, you know, I'm acknowledging that he has stinky breath. That's factual. You know, you ask his camp, ask his. It's factual. Ask Dana White. So yeah, the moment I realized that this guy was a little bit of a clown was when he won his fight and he mentioned party favorites right away. It was just immature. And I'm probably still not in a position to be calling anybody else immature, but I'm a work in progress, I guess. And I'm starting to really transition into that type of person. So that's what I want more than another title. That's what I want more than the heavyweight title, is to walk away and people say, you know, this guy came, saw, and conquered, and he made this world somewhat better. That's what I really want.
It's not something that's too flashy, but you don't seem too flashy with that.
I'm
It
subtle,
looks like you're
like subtle.
subtle flash.
I always wanted a ring,
It's not-
but
it's
I didn't
not-
want to
it's
get
not
married. I just like the finer things in life. I mean, and these are some of the finer things, and it's not about looking the part. It's just I like nice things.
Good morning, beautiful people. Today is Wednesday, and it's the start of all the media. That probably wouldn't hurt my day at all. That's love. Man, take one of his last pieces of meat off his plate.
I totally misunderstood. I've been studying Jon since the beginning, since I've started. I fully respect him, but what he's done in the past means nothing for this fight. It's irrelevant. I'm so fresh in this game, and so like I'm changing so much every day. I mean, I sharpen up what I'm great at, and I learn more stuff, and I add more tweaks. I'm like a young Jon Jones.
People ask me all the time, Jon, this is your 15th world title. You know, what else do you really have to prove? What I'm trying to do is set records that are just going to be so far away from my competition that by the time I retire, there really won't be an argument of who the best is. Thank you. That's the one that shot right there. Winner's corner. Training still studying still. Studying his interviews, studying his movements, body language. You know, I don't think he's ever been put in a bad spot in a fight.
What I do is what I do. Thank you, gentlemen.
Where's this real confidence come from? I've been around a lot of athletes, NBA, NFL, boxers. You can tell when somebody has some fake swag. Your stuff's 300% legit. So where's it coming from?
That's the only way I know how to do it, man. It's legit, and that's it.
When you say things like Weidman beat Anderson and I beat Weidman, this is going to give me the magic that I need. What are you freaking talking about?
UFC fans, we'd like to welcome you to the weigh-in for UFC 247, Jones versus Reyes. Here is Joe Rogan.
What's happening in Houston? Welcome to the weigh-ins.
I have a lot to fight for. My family, my legacy. I feel like I've proved a lot to myself and to the fans that I'm ready for the next wave of talent. One of my new goals is to see what I can do in this next decade.
Oh, massive knockdown for Reyes.
I'm an animal, man. I'm undefeated. I'm tall. I'm fast. I'm powerful. I'm a guy that's getting better every fight.
This is my house. This is mine. If you want to be a champ, go do it somewhere else.
People are tired of seeing you, and it's time for you to go.
Introducing the challenger, Dominick Reyes. Official weight 205 for the challenger. Jon Jones. Official weight 204 for the champion. Give us your thoughts on what it means to be facing Jon Jones tomorrow night.
H-Town, stand up. And new. Let's go, baby.
What does defending your title tomorrow mean to you?
It means everything. Shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. This fight means everything. Every fight means everything.
Good luck to you tomorrow night, sir. Can't wait to watch. Jon Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
The way I pull it off is just being myself, you know, and fighting to my maximum potential. I mean, there's nothing more I can do than be the best version of myself. So it's showing up on fight night. That's really what it is. Truly believing in myself and showing up on fight night. I'm a gamer, man.
I'm just so excited, man. It's going to be a great fight tomorrow. I want to make the fans really, really happy. It's about doing something great, you know, doing something great for my city, for my team, for my family, for the fans, for everyone who believes in me. Now it's time to take all the crap, the trash talking, and put it to rest and see what we're really about. And I think you guys know what I'm about.
Yeah, right. Going down, you good? What's up, baby boy?
That thing is so sexy. What caliber is it? And this would be like a really awesome home defense weapon. Man, that's so clean. Oh, that is a sexy optic. I'm gonna wear my USA hat today, representing all of our men and women in the armed forces. Thank you for serving our beautiful nation.
204.
Show my coach my love by giving them tons of food, making sure they all have fat bellies. Get in my belly.
You look like a crazy person.
What is this?
205.
Feeling good. Ready to go to war now. Work's done, talk's done. Nothing left but to do it.
What's happening in Houston? Welcome to the weigh-ins.
What does it mean to be the best? Is it dethroning Hall of Famers?
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the future.
Tonight, as the UFC returns to Houston, Texas, Jon Bones Jones meets the new breed. Speed and athleticism is matched only by his belief that it will be he that topples the ultimate MMA dynasty.
Dateline, Houston, Texas.
Well, I am always fascinated to see Jon fight. He is the greatest consensus light heavyweight of all time, arguably the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. He's an unprecedented talent. First of all, it's his creativity. He takes chances. He opened up his title-winning effort at 23 years old against Mauricio Shogun Rua.
Literally, when you think about Reyes and the way that he's finished people, it's always been with the left leg or a big punch. I mean, he mixes it up both ways. He times counter kicks when you try to counter him.
How about the celebs, the stars? J.J. Watt, three-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, is a huge fight fan. The quarterback's in the building. Two-time Pro Bowler Deshaun Watson. Jon Jones has accomplished more than most, but the fire still burns for the UFC light heavyweight champion. That would be the undefeated Dominick Reyes. No denying the physical gifts, but he's talked a lot about his strong mental game this week.
Thiago Santos had good results with it, but he was unable to capitalize on that. And I think he set a bit of a roadmap that Dominic is going to try to follow.
It is all in front of Johnny Bones here tonight. He has developed some more right side attacks as well. Perhaps we'll see some of those. Jon Jones is 32, Dominick Reyes 30 years of age. Both fighters 6'4" tall, but a whopping 7.5-inch reach advantage with the champion Jon Jones. It's time! Dominic the Devastator!
Been through the rules in the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all time. I want you to protect yourselves at all time. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Best of luck both of you. Back to your corner, so.
Nicely done by Jones on the low leg attack there.
Watch your fingers, Jon.
Couple warnings now for Jon Jones with those fingers extended.
Right now, it's either guy's pace. Jones isn't controlled it right away like he generally does.
Right.
Nice kick by Jones there.
Beautiful.
Ooh, big left hand by Reyes lands on the money.
Good kick to the body.
Nice.
Good left hand. Dominick Reyes finding his range early. Oh,
Nice
high kick.
top kick.
Good kick to the body. Dominick Reyes is for real, ladies and gentlemen.
Really digging those toes into the midsection down the stretch of the round, and a nice offering there from Johnny Bones.
Oh, my goodness.
Jones retreats.
And bring him to the ground. Oh, nasty low kick.
That was a nice check, though. Jones checked that one to the knee.
Jon with the left hook.
That got Reyes' attention.
Jones's defense is his biggest weapon, in my opinion, and then he starts picking you apart once he makes you miss.
And that was a nasty jab there by Jon as Dominic starts to slow down.
Nice left hand. It's getting trickier, Jones. Oh! They both land on that one.
Jon is so tuned in. Oh, beautiful left uppercut and a left hook behind it.
Oh! Big shot.
Beautiful kick to the body by Dominic. That was a hard round kick to the body.
Seems like Reyes might be slowing down a skosh here.
Well, you've got to eventually.
But Jon just constantly keeps that pressure on.
Nice
There's
shot.
the shot.
That's in.
He's in deep. He is in deep.
Wow, dragged him up. Nice defense by Reyes. He always fights everybody different, and his boxing is much more efficient in this fight than I've seen in most. Nice body shot by Reyes there. And look at this uppercut by Reyes on the counter jab. After he counters the jab, right underneath. I mean, so pretty the way he lands that.
Jon checked another kick.
Nice right hook. That one hurt his eye. Nice right hand. Left hand by Reyes lands. He's following up the combinations. Another one. He's on him. Reyes showing absolute toughness. And so is Jones. This fight is everything that we thought it would be.
And more. Oh, beautiful low kick.
And now we're seeing the kicks will start to land when the man gets tired. That's when Jones really starts to poke at the knees.
And a whole lot of them recently have gone the distance. 6 of Jones's last 8 have gone the full 25 minutes. Oh,
Nice,
beautiful left hook from Jones.
Outstanding shot by Jones.
One of his better shots in the fight. Pretty good left from Reyes. Beautiful body kick from Jones. We'll see if Jones has a late attack in him. Spins, unable to land. Dominick Reyes and Jon Jones go the 25-minute distance tonight.
I am just shocked to see that we're going to leave this title fight
I know.
to these judges.
Here's a great head kick by Dominick Reyes. And a beautiful body kick by Reyes. Sneaks right under the guard. In the 5th and the final round, which was a lot of Jon Jones. You see the 1-2 to the body, but look at this. Kick to the body by Jon.
And still the undisputed UFC.
That 5th round won me the fight. Those takedowns won me the fight. I believe in my whole heart I won that fight. He's definitely a worthy opponent, but I'm so grateful to be a part of history tonight. Notice he's like 6 feet tall, 83 years old, and so healthy. I love you so much. Hallelujah. You hear what she said? Hallelujah.
Dana, it ended up being a fantastic event, but of course, the discussion afterwards is all about the main event and the scoring.
Right.
And was it a good score? Was it a bad score? Can you give us your thoughts on how you scored it and just what you think about the result overall?
It's never going to be perfect, but it has to be close, man. I mean, these kids work hard to get here, and you know what I mean. Can't run the last 2 rounds and take the title away from the champion. So you have people that think a lot of different ways on how they score a fight. But we're not judges.
Yeah.
You know? Jon Jones walked by with his legs all wrapped in ice, and they carried Dominick Reyes by me. Like guys were carrying him. So when you see that shit backstage, you know you just saw an incredible fight. It all depends on the way that you judge a fight, and it doesn't fucking matter. We're not judges. So it was a badass fight. One thing I do know, both of these guys are tough as nails, man. Jon Jones isn't 25 years old anymore, okay? And Jon Jones is taking on these young killers. And, he finds a way to win these fights. Normally, when you see a guy that's lived the life that Jon Jones has, they don't come back and do what Jon Jones is doing. This guy is a freak of nature in every way that you can be a freak of nature.
Hey, Dana. Just a quick one back to the judges. I know some people said that Jones, you can see an argument for 3-2 Jones, but would you agree that 4-1 to Jones is not an acceptable scorecard?
Yeah. Insane. Jon Jones has these expectations on him because of who he is and what he's accomplished. Jon Jones went in against a very, very, very tough guy tonight, and Jon found a way to win.
Man. I do feel disrespected, one of the judges had it 49-46. Like, who are you? It's my very first time going 5 rounds in my entire career against Jon Jones, who is arguably the greatest of all time. And I put it on him. I took it to him. Man, all I know is I am the truth, and people are gonna. People saw that tonight. Many people from the top down in this organization have told me I won that fight. I don't know who's judging, because even if they were boxing judges, I had some very impressive boxing out there. I was working the body, I was working the head, I was slipping, I was having fun, man. But whatever.
Oh boy. My pants are incredibly tight. I got to start by just saying thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for just allowing me to be here on this journey, for making my feet like hinds feet and setting me on high places. The first man who ran a 4-minute mile, I'm sure he was hurting bad, To be the first person to do anything, you should look like this. So that makes the victory even sweeter. You got to embrace that. What I do for a living is not always pleasant.
It's just a big part of the game. It was a great feeling out process. I realized that I got to take his best punches. I think my chin is very underrated. I think I displayed the difference between a champion and an extraordinary contender. But something special happens. Something special happens when it's a time for the champion to present himself. You guys saw it tonight in the 5th round. I'm still a martial artist like everyone else. I bleed, I have insecurities, I have weakness, I have pain right now. So it's hard when not only you're fighting for these records, but you're fighting for people's approval. You're fighting to look extraordinary every time. It's a lot of pressure. I'm happy for myself, but I'm more happy for my coaches. I mean, these guys are a part of something special. You know, when they get to tell their grandkids, you know, I trained possibly one of the baddest fighters ever. The easy way out, you can take this fall. You can tap out, you can let them catch you, you can pretend like that body shot hurt and curl up. And I'm grateful that I got to exercise my dog tonight. John Morgan, you got it. I met your mom in the lobby. She was so sweet. I think she was hitting on me a little bit too, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, she likes the chocolate ones, huh?